Hey guys, Gene here from the BSP Wrestling Show, here to bring you guys a little topic video because Raw was just not good enough for me to review in full. So I'm going to talk about something that happened on Raw. So we kicked off Raw with Kurt Angle talking about Extreme Rules in the Universal Championship. Finally, we're talking about the Universal Championship after Brock Lesnar took it at WrestleMania and hasn't been back since. So Kurt Angle announced there will be a Fatal 5-Way at Extreme Rules featuring Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, and Bray Wyatt. And the winner of that match will go on to face Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship. Now, when it was first announced, I was excited. I was excited because of all the guys in the match, except for one guy. I'm sure you guys can pretty much guess who that guy is. Only because of how they booked him, not because of how he actually is in the ring and on the mic. So everyone came out on Raw and gave their reasons why they were going to win the match. Reigns says he doesn't know why the match is happening because it's his yard and he beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania, so he's the number one contender. Finn came out and said he never lost his title and actually beat Roman Reigns on his first night on Monday Night Raw to get the opportunity to go and face, I think, Seth Rollins for the Universal Championship or whatever. Or, you know, a series of matches that led up to him winning the Universal Championship. After that, Samoa Joe came out and said he bought that action and the results that come from them. Bray came out and said some stuff that he won't back up. And Seth Rollins came out and said, screw all this talking, we about to throw hands. So, let's just break this down a little bit. So first, we got Roman Reigns, the big dog. He's faced Brock Lesnar before, and he's almost beaten him at WrestleMania for the championship, WrestleMania 31. And if it wasn't for a certain cash-in by Seth Rollins, Reigns would probably have won that match. So their rematch is bound to happen. It's been rumored they're going to face off at the next WrestleMania in the main event for that. But they could have a match in between that time period. Especially with the wins that Roman has been racking up lately, including the biggest one of his career over The Undertaker, ending his career at WrestleMania. And he just recently took out Braun Strowman, who's injured. I'll talk about that in a later video. And now it's his yard, and he has a good arguing point for being the one who should deserve to face Brock Lesnar. Because even while he's injured, he still beats people. Speaking of beating people while injured, Finn Balor. Finn has a good case for facing Brock Lesnar as well. He said he's not afraid of the beast and most certainly wants to face off against him. He's not backing down from a fight. He never got his rematch after coming back from his shoulder injury a few months ago. And like I said, though, the only problem with Finn is he lost that match to Roman Reigns tonight. And Roman Reigns is not healthy. He's about 65% healthy. And he's dragging around his freaking arm like it's about to fall off. And he still was able to beat a healthy Finn Balor. So that doesn't really help out his case at all. It really doesn't. It does not help his case. He should have beat Roman Reigns tonight. Or maybe the match shouldn't have ended in somebody winning. Or something like that. Especially if you're going to this Fatal 5-Way match. But Finn wound up losing this match clean to somebody who's not healthy. So how the hell is he going to beat Brock Lesnar, who's going to be 100% healthy, if he can't beat Roman Reigns, who's barely 50% healthy? That just doesn't sound right. Next person, Seth Rollins. Okay, he's been kind of riding a wave of momentum as of late. He was kind of directionless for a while, ever since his face turn. He got the huge win over Triple H, and slayed the King, quote unquote, at WrestleMania, and even beat the Destroyer Samoa Joe. But he hasn't won a championship since he beat Reigns at Money in the Bank of like 2 years ago or a year ago. And then Dean Ambrose cashed in on him the same night. And then it wound up leading to the draft. And then he wound up losing to Finn Balor at SummerSlam. And we just know he hasn't won a championship since that time. And that's been a while. Now, technically, he's won a match with Lesnar in it because he cashed in the Money in the Bank contract. But he didn't pin him to win that match. And he's also had a one-on-one match with Brock Lesnar and was actually getting destroyed in the match, but Taker interfered in that match, taking Lesnar's attention away from the WWE Championship at the time and focusing directly on The Undertaker. And that's when him and The Undertaker faced off, I think, at Hell in a Cell or something like that. They had their final encounters or whatever. And, that took Brock Lesnar away from Seth. So Seth has never beaten Brock in a one-on-one match. but technically neither has Brock. Brock won that, Brock won that triple threat match they had at the Royal Rumble 2 years ago with him and Cena. I believe so. I believe Brock won that match. If I'm not, I think Brock won that. But nonetheless, Seth wants another shot at Brock Lesnar as well. So next we have Samoa Joe, who's the Destroyer, and, think about him and Lesnar colliding in a ring. That would be freaking amazing. Joe has been nothing short of impressive since coming to the main roster, and was dominant in NXT. Can't you say about him? He's freaking Destroyer. He's about that action. Hell, he went toe-to-toe with Nakamura and beat Nakamura. He was the first one to beat Nakamura in NXT. So, Joe about that action. He could go toe-to-toe with Brock. Bray Wyatt. Oh, boy. I thought they were finally going to build Bray Wyatt the right way. He was finally a champion coming into his own, backing up the words that he was saying in his incredible promos. Probably top 3 best promo in WWE. I'll definitely give him that. But since this whole superstar shakeup happened, he's got lost in the shuffle again, and he lost his title at Mania, and, he's coming back and talking all this talk and no show. Sure, he beat Orton in the House of Horrors match, but he did have some help from Jinder Mahal. That whole thing was kind of stupid. He lost his title in his second defense, which was less than a month after he won the title. Never got his rematch, and hasn't done anything since joining Raw. So why should I be convinced that he can face off against Brock and actually have a chance? He needed help to beat Randy Orton, and I understand from storyline perspective why they had Jinder Mahal come in. I get it. You got to get Orton and Jinder Mahal's storyline on SmackDown together. That's why the whole Superstar shakeup was stupid, because this was on a Raw pay-per-view. It's dumb. It was dumb how they booked it. And Bray always talks all this mess and never really backs it up. He backed it up one time, and that was when he won Elimination Chamber, and then he beat Cena and AJ Styles the next night, 2 nights afterwards on SmackDown. Beat him. Cool. Fine. Whatever. But what has he done, really? They had that lackluster match at WrestleMania, and he's just back to being lost in the shuffle, so they just threw him in this match for no reason. He hasn't even done anything on Raw yet. So, my choice, I guess, to face Brock, it would be Samoa Joe. I would love to see them clash, and Joe is just as big as Lesnar and does a good amount of stuff in the ring for somebody his size. He's believable how they've been booking him. Even though he has that blemish on his record from Seth Rollins, he still could be the one to take the title off of Brock. Hell, like I said, he went toe-to-toe with Shinsuke Nakamura in NXT, beat him twice. But if I had to say who they're going to go with, who I think they're going to go with, I think it's going to be Seth Rollins. I don't know. I have this feeling that he's going to be the guy to come out on top and face Brock. It's a little too early for Roman to go at him, and that's kind of like a big money match, so that'll happen in one of the big pay-per-views. And Joe would be great. Hell, he even destroyed Seth Rollins in the main event of Raw tonight. But I don't think they're ready to pull the trigger yet on Roman just yet. Bray is Bray. Finn could have his shot, but he can't even beat an injured Roman Reigns. So how the fuck is he going to beat a freaking well-rested Brock Lesnar? And the most believable guy right now is Joe, since Roman is hurt. But I think Seth is going to be the one to win the Fatal 5-Way and take on Brock Lesnar. But like I said, it's not like either of these guys are going to take the title off of Brock anyway. But I just hope it'll be a halfway decent match. In the main event, we got Samoa Joe, who interfered in the match. And then him and Bray started teaming Seth Rollins. And then Bray Wyatt laid out Samoa Joe. So I don't know. It could go either way, to be honest. But who really knows what's going to happen? We'll just have to wait and see how they book it and who gets their chance at Brock Lesnar. But that's just who I would go with. Samoa Joe would be my pick to go after Brock Lesnar and have the match with him at, I guess, Great Balls of Fire. We'll talk about that pay-per-view name too. But that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Slap a like on it if you guys enjoyed it. Comment down below, who would you have win the Fatal 5-Way match and go against Brock Lesnar? Who would you book to win that match and face off against the Beast And if you would have them take the title off of him, I really don't want the title on Brock. I really don't. I hate Brock. Brock gets on my goddamn nerves. But yeah, just let me know down in the comments, and we'll have another discussion down there. I'm interested to see how you guys feel about this. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll definitely do a SmackDown Live review tomorrow, because normally it's a pretty good show. And I'll see you guys then. Peace.